Alright, welcome back. We are episode 2 here on the BAM series. The wipe has been going pretty good for us. We saw this raid happening over on Desert Kraken Lost Island. Figured we would do a little griefing and in hopes of possibly countering the raid if they were to take off. My main wing's basically one shot right here, so I figured I would try to lure him away from turrets, so if I do get a kill I can essentially loot the body without any issues. And that is Wyvern. Tried bowling him. Due to this being the desert, essentially bola everything that's not him. And he's probably running at about 200% movement speed. About miss every Fabby shot I have in my gun. While terror birds are continuing to eat my Maywing, I try continuing to bola him with little success. At this point it was lagging pretty bad. It just teleported me back there. I just figured I'm just going to grab my Maywing and get out of here. Still failing to hit any Fabby shots whatsoever. Some days on Ark are just like that. At this time I only have a PvP kit on me, so it's not the end of the world if I lose it. I figured I would come back and continue to grief. Goodbye, Maywing. You can see that my distance for what turret ranges should be is completely off in this counter. Got myself the Wyvern that they cryoed. Try to maintain height advantage. Got this guy coming up to PvP me. Hit the bola on him on the way up, and I'm fucking trash.
Uh-oh.
Alright, after swallowing my pride, I figured I would come back over with a small fob to continue to PvP these guys and potentially counter the raid fully. Due to the fact that they had a fob up and they had a couple people online, I would need turrets to kind of push them off this one. Always vault dropper units, boys. some turrets placed just to get ready to start PvPing these guys. You know that feeling, you're on a Desmo, you're like, oh man, look at these guys, the easiest picks in the world. They're just running around on Maywings. I know that feeling. Oh my. It feels just like that. After I got back, obviously I died. I had to go back to base and grab a kit. The people they were raiding looked like they pushed their initial fob off, and then it looked like they transferred out the majority of their loot, but they still had a few daddies there of loot. So I figured if I could get in quick enough, I could raid this. I desynced the base right there, just so I could get an idea of where all the turrets were. First grapple glitch was money. Due to this cave being one you can ride a stego into, after the majority of those turrets were done, I figured my not fully healed stego could make its way in. Finished wiping it with a quick stego rush on this. I mean, 12 tames or something, nothing bad. And then we come over on Gen 2. This was a pretty exciting counter raid. These guys were using a Quetz and Stegos to raid one of these rat holes that are on a cliff edge. The enemies had some chandeliers outside, so they were trying to soak them with Stegos and a Quetzal. I came over with some battery turrets and a Giga to counter them. After getting those turrets set up, I figured I would go and net their Quetz and go in on a Giga. I assumed these guys were offline raiding, so they would most likely have the majority of their loot on them. They had a vault and a trans, you can see over on the right, set up. So immediately after I killed that guy, I wanted to go clear the bed, so they couldn't spawn back over here. Sadly, on Gen 2, there's a spawn right next to this rat hole. So even after the beds were gone, they continue to come back. You'll see that. After finished meat running their tames, I set the Giga on aggressive and began to C4 the vault down. If you got this far in the video, comment down below Fabby God. You know these shots be fine. They had some Stegos and a Desmo in there, which is pretty shocking that they still had tames in that vault. That's 0 for 6 right there. You know it. Alright, time to C4 this trans down. I didn't have a tech rifle on me, so C4 was going to have to make it do. Ooh, always watch your 6. These guys try jumping me with a couple Gigas. And that is why you set up battery turrets. Start chewing on this Giga. They had some pretty good saddles on this. It wasn't even bloody by the time I was biting it here without anybody on it. Since the red guy died off his Giga, I figured I would go try to weaken that a little bit. You can see I only have a 67 armored saddle on this Giga, and this late into the wipe, if you're pretty active, you most likely have something better than that for your Giga on unofficial. They both get back on their Gigas. As I mentioned earlier, there's a respawn over here. So his tri-mate respawned close by and ran back over here. There wasn't much I could do here. Looking back, I could have most likely thrown their Desmo out and started Desmo picking them, assuming that the guy was with Federation and didn't have a whip on him. I could have used their Desmo that was in my Giga to start picking them here. I tried sniping them off the back of the Giga. Federation doesn't really have good armor properties, so I thought I could snipe them off. Guy on the red Giga gets pretty ambitious here, kind of overcommits. Once he got to turret range, I just kind of moved my Giga out of the way in hopes that my turrets could pick him off. Down. Guy on the yellow does the same thing. The red Giga gets raged. And the guy on the yellow Giga commits to trying to save the red Giga from dying here. And like clockwork, both guys died. The battery turrets finish eating their Gigas. I knew they still had a trans over here. I didn't wipe the trans yet, so as soon as I wiped the Gigas, I figured I would go check on the trans to see if they spawned over here and they went to go pick it up. And right when I got over here, this guy grabs the trans and goes and runs away. I hear these fabby shots we're talking about. Miss every shot you don't take, boys. Yep, we're collecting that.